Hi, welcome to Pyrography Made Easy. I'm Brenda. In this tutorial episode, I'm going to explain how to create the cat ear burning. The ear was explained in my Bobcat tutorial, but I thought it might be helpful to have a video that just covers the ear from start to finish without any interruptions. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Burn in the longish tan hairs that curve upward at the base of the ear. Then start to burn in a layer of zigzags on the left side of the ear. Continue to add a layer of zigzags to the left side of the ear. Notice how I left a gap in the upper half of the ear between the burn area and the pencil marks in the center. This was done on purpose, and I recommend you do the same. Burn some tan lines along the top right portion of the ear. Stop burning when you reach the pencil marks on the right side of the ear. Once you reach the pencil marks, then burn to the left of them. Keep the edge along the pencil marks very jagged, as this will create thin, pale lines. Those lines will become the wispy hairs found along the right edge of the ear. Keep your burn in the tan color range. We're building up the area, and it is much easier to fix mistakes if the burn isn't very dark. Erase the pencil marks, but only from the right side of the ear. Use the shader to dot along the left edge of the wispy hairs. This will create short lines to define the hairs. Let's take care of the ear flap. Burn the edge of the ear to a dark brown or black color. Then burn jagged lines along the upper edge of the ear flap fur. Next, darkly burn in the area behind the fur. Continue to work your way around the flap, creating a jagged edge and then darkening up the area behind it. Turn up the heat a little bit on your burner, and then finish reburning along the wispy hairs on the right side of the ear. We're burning in the center of the ear that is dark, but we want those wispy hairs to show up along the edge. Notice how I rotate or angle the pen tip so that I can burn along the top and the bottom of each wispy hair to really define it. Create the tops of the wispy hairs at the bottom of the ear by burning jaggedly along the top of the hair. Create the tops or outer edges of the wispy hairs along the left side of the ear opening. Continue to burn along the top of the wispy ear hairs in the lower part of the ear. Then burn some long tan lines in the lower wispy hairs. Work your way left, burning a jagged line along the edge of the wispy hairs. Burn the area behind the wispy hairs to a dark brown or black color. Now work your way up the ear, creating wispy hairs along the edges of the dark ear opening. Burn the opening to a dark brown or black color. Make sure to vary the length of the wispy hairs. Also vary the direction that they curl in. Vary how much of a curl that they have, and keep a few of the hairs straight. It may be easier for you to draw in the wispy hairs with a white charcoal pencil like we did with the left ear. Every single one of us has to find the method that works best for us. So, using a pencil might work well for you. Reburn along the top right portion of the ear. Then burn some semi-long dark tan lines and zigzags in the upper right side of the ear. Connect those with the burn marks along the right edge of the ear and darken up that edge. Burn some dark tan and light brown curving lines near the right edge of the ear. Then burn in short dark lines down the center of the ear following the pencil marks. Notice how I'm changing the angle of the lines as I work my way down the center of the ear. Lines closer to the base or the bottom of the ear tend to curve more than those that are at the top. Reburn along the top of the wispy hairs that are along the bottom of the ear. Then slowly work your way down towards the dark spot below the ear. Add a number of short dark lines in this area. Resume the process of creating wispy hairs around the dark opening of the ear. This is done by burning lines to create jagged edges where the wispy hairs are located. There is a little outcropping of wispy hairs that I marked with a yellow circle on the reference photo. Burn above the outcropping to separate it from the rest of the hairs. Then create a jagged edge on the lower side of the outcropping. Burn in more dark lines near the top of the ear. You want the overall color in the area to be in the dark tan to light brown range. Just continue to rework the area, adding more lines to build up the color and texture. Now add another layer of zigzags to the left side of the ear. Burn over the wispy hair outcropping to give it tonal variety. Then resume working on creating the wispy hairs in the upper portion of the ear. I find that I get better results if I work on the hairs for a little bit and then take a break and I work on something else. You may find that it works best just to plow through and get it done. We're all different. Darken up near the top of the ear. Then burn some dark tan lines along the left edge of the ear. Next, burn some short dark tan lines in the wispy hair area on the upper portion of the ear. Burn on either side of some of the wispy hairs to really define them. Slowly work your way down the ear, emphasizing wispy hairs and darkening up the ear opening. Keep in mind that the ear does not need to match the reference photo exactly. All you need to do is create some random wispy hairs and burn the area behind them to a dark color. This will create the look of an ear opening, and that is all you are after. Let's finish up the ear. Start by adding another layer of zigzags to the left side of the ear. Burn in a few short dark tan lines here and there too. Lightly burn over the wispy hairs near the top of the ear and continue to darken up along the top portion on the ear and define those wispy hairs. Finish adding the dark short lines along the wispy hairs in the upper portion of the ear. If needed, Reburn the left side of the ear. Well, this tutorial comes to a close, and I hope the information I presented is helpful. If you're interested in the Bobcat tutorial, I put a link in the video in the description below. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.